Well, Daryl, thank you so much for being our special guest today on our program here. Happy Saturday.
Thank you, Nancy. It's my honor.
Well, for everybody that's listening to this, you can see we're talking with Daryl Wade, and this is the top of his LinkedIn profile. And we're talking today about exactly what keywords to use in your headline. And by your headline, just for those people who may not be completely clear, it's just this section right underneath Daryl's name here, like you see me circling it, just this headline part, because this, it's the most important thing on your entire profile, I'll tell you that, because a lot of times that's all people can see on your LinkedIn profile. And if that doesn't give them something that teases them to want to see the rest of your profile, a lot of times they won't even scroll down. So that's why we're talking about this. And so, Daryl, if I could, I just want to ask you a couple questions.
Sure, Nancy.
Now, what exactly do you think the civilian equivalent of command paralegal NCO might be? Because I need to learn more about what that is exactly. And I don't think if I know, I think a lot of civilians won't know. So what is that exactly?
Nancy, after doing a lot of research of equivalent civilian terms for that duty position, I found that the civilian equivalent would be a senior law office manager and a legal administrator.
Interesting. Because I'm just looking at this, and you have pretty much maxed out the space that they're going to give you in your headline. You only have a certain number of characters that you're allowed. So let me ask you another question, Daryl. Now you're transitioning, right? Currently, right? You're in the process of that right now?
Yes, Nancy, I am.
And when would you be able to accept a civilian job? I mean, teach me how that goes with your career here.
Sure, Nancy. Transitioning service members, we have what we call transition leave, and we also have permissive TDY. We get 20 days of permissive TDY, and then however number of accrued leave days we have to apply together, and all of that together becomes our terminal leave. As of right now, my terminal leave will start as early as 3 April, and my current retirement date is 31 July. But also, our command is flexible, and if I found employment earlier, they could move that timeline forward and readjust my dates so I could take a job, Nancy, as early as 2 weeks from now.
Wow. 2 weeks from now. Well, I didn't even tell people when we're talking. We're talking on January 10th, 2015. That's today. So if I hear you right, Daryl, you could be working as of February 1st if something was offered to you that you really like?
That's correct, Nancy.
Wow, this is coming down pretty quick here, huh?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It is.
Well, you know what? With that in mind, let me ask you another question. Since you only have a certain amount of space that you're allowed in your headline, and I really do think that very few civilians are really going to know what command paralegal NCO means, and I think they'll figure out what headquarters, HQS is, but I'm not sure that headline is really going to get you what you want right now, and that is you want to let people know that this is the kind of stuff you know how to do. This is what you do. So I'm going to just suggest something, okay? And you tell me if you're comfortable with this, all right? Because United States Special Operations Command, that phrase there takes up a lot of room. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And it's kind of like that's what you have been up till now, but it's not really going to help you get what you want next, right? So now you were saying that command paralegal NCO, what the civilian equivalent was, let me see if I remember this right. I was trying to take notes, senior law office manager?
Yes, that's correct, Nancy.
Okay. And legal, what was it? Legal
Legal administrator.
Administrator. Okay. How about this then? How about, and see, just so you know, the very first few words in your headline, that's the most important part of your entire profile. Because, for instance, when you participate in groups and stuff, that's all people can see a lot of times. It's just the first few words of your headline. And one of the things you want to keep in mind is when you participate in groups, you want to get people, you want people to click on your profile and read about you. So I would suggest we consider changing your headline to read Senior Law Office Manager, and then, you know, one of those little diamond symbols that you're using there, maybe a diamond symbol after that, and then Legal Administrator with another diamond symbol, and then instead of just firm management, how about I know the word law is going to be really important, you know, for
yes,
you as being to be found, you know, so how about we change that to like law firm management?
Okay.
I think that's all going to fit, and then we'll just keep budget analysis there. But you know what? If we have room, if they give us enough room, I think we should spell out management because, well, let's just try, huh?
Okay, sure.
So I'll tell you what. And you know, right, that all you got to do to get, just for everybody listening, all you have to do to get those little diamond symbols to separate these keyword phrases is just to copy and paste that from somebody else's profile. And a lot of people really like how it looks because you see how it makes those keyword phrases easier to read. You know, it's not just one long run-on sentence. So, yeah, you're just going to copy and paste that. So I'm going to turn the controls over to you, Daryl, all right? So you can edit this, and we can watch exactly how you do it so everybody can learn, okay? So hang on just a second. I'm going to pass the presenter role to you. This Join Me software is so amazing. Okay, and then when you see that thing pop up on your screen, Daryl, you're just going to click on Accept, I believe is what you're going to see.
Okay.
Okay. So, yeah, just go into your profile, into the edit mode. Okay. Now, are you logged into your LinkedIn profile right now?
Yes, I am.
Good. Okay, so just go ahead and click on the pencil next to the headline, and that's going to let you edit that space. There you go. Okay, and now as you can see, everybody who's listening to this, it's over on the right here, and you've got to go into that little space like Gerald's doing, and you just got to backspace and delete some of that stuff. Good. Great. Yeah, I think this is going to make a lot more sense to have Senior Law Office Manager like right at the very beginning. Now people are going to understand, oh, that's what you do, okay. Especially people that are looking to staff law offices. Those are probably the keyword phrases they're actually using in their search on LinkedIn. So we want to use the words that they like. Perfect. Excellent. And then, yeah, let's see if they will let us spell out management at the end. I think you're going to have enough room, but you know, sometimes you just have to play with it until it works. Let's see how that looks.
It worked.
Wow. Okay, let's take a look at that. Senior Law Office Manager, Legal Administrator, Law Firm Management, Budget Analysis, and Management. Do you like how that looks?
I do, Nancy. It looks good.
You know, I think that's going to work for you a lot better. And now let me ask you this. How does it feel? Because that's where you're going. You know, that's the future instead of the past. How's that feel?
You know, Nancy, it does feel like a big step towards transition, letting the military go and looking ahead. Thanks.
Yeah, I really like it. And, one thing I've had the pleasure of doing is teaching a lot of recruiters how to use LinkedIn. And I know exactly how they search for people to fill their positions because I've worked with them. And this is what they do. They put in the words that they use to describe their open positions might be the actual title for that civilian equivalent. And see, that's the thing. I really don't think anybody would have been searching with command paralegal NCO,
Yes, you're right.
Yeah. So, wow, this is great, and I'm glad that you were comfortable with showing people exactly how to do it because, a lot of us that are going to be listening to this video, we're brand new at this LinkedIn thing, and but you can see how, I'm just talking to everybody now that's listening, you can see how there's pencils next to all of these different sections, and that's how you can change things on your profile. So LinkedIn has made a little change recently for those of you who have been on LinkedIn a while. It used to be that when you clicked on the profile tab at the top, edit profile was one of the items that you could choose on the drop-down menu, and that is not the case anymore. And it's actually, I like what they've done because a lot of people didn't know that that's how they had to get into the edit mode. And now they've just eliminated that step and it made it easier for beginners, to figure out all they got to do is click on the profile tab and they're automatically in the edit mode as soon as they put their cursor over those sections. Those pencils just magically appear now. So, and LinkedIn's making these changes every day. But anyway, Daryl, I really appreciate you helping us teach everybody about this. And we're going to end this video now just so we can keep these little training sessions short and simple. But I will say this before we conclude, that the next step, okay, is using these same keyword phrases in the title of your actual job position. And one thing that a lot of people have done is they have kept, for instance, if they're still active duty right now, in their job position title, they go ahead and just keep their military title there, and then next to it in the position line, they put parentheses and put the civilian equivalent, like their job title might read, command paralegal, NCO, and then in parentheses, senior law office manager, legal administrator. And that way, everybody understands what they do, the people at least that know about the legal field. So thank you, Daryl. I really appreciate you joining me on a Saturday here on your personal time to help us teach all the new transitioning military how to do these things on LinkedIn. And I will really look forward to doing more of these training videos with you later.
You're very welcome.
Is there anything that you would just, I really want to give you a chance to say a couple words to people that are listening here. I mean, geez, you're 2 weeks away. I mean, you understand how people feel. I mean, how long have you been in the military?
27 years, Nancy.
Wow. I mean, and look at you, this picture of you. You probably joined when you were 15 years old, it looks like.
Not quite. I was 18.
18? Close. And so it's like, this
Uh-huh.
has been your whole life, huh?
It has, Nancy. It's been a remarkable experience and career. But I'm looking forward to the transition to civilian life.
Well, we're just going to be so lucky to have you on this side of the fence here. And I have so much respect for the Special Operations Command and the fact that you've been helping our Special Ops guys for all these years. Oh, my goodness, that is just so awesome. Thank you for everything you've done, Daryl. And now when you get into your ideal position here on the civilian side, you'll be there, waiting to help these others of us coming behind to you're going to help ease their transition. It's like so many people don't know anything about LinkedIn yet, and they just don't understand that their life can be so much easier as far as transitioning, because this is, LinkedIn is what the recruiters are using now.
I look forward to helping the transition of veterans, Nancy.
Yeah. And I know you and I met in our LinkedIn job search workshop on MacDill Air Force Base. Was it just last month, or I guess it was like November, because we didn't even do a workshop in December. Was it November?
I think it was November, Nancy.
Wow. Well, Gerald, I'm so glad you were in our workshop, and I'm so glad that you joined our Project Transition USA group, because that has made it easier for me to get to know you. And thanks again for inviting me to connect with you. And
You're welcome.
It's just an honor to help you. So this video will help so many others. And I guess just with that, we'll just say over and out for right now, and have a wonderful weekend, huh?
You too, Nancy, and thank you for everything.
Absolutely. We'll see everybody later. Bye-bye.